Alright, so once again, I'm going to be showing you a unique type of coverage defense that is a bit different than what you guys would probably normally do, and I'm only going to focus really on that. I'm not going to focus on the two-man unders or, manning people up and stuff like that that you really can't predetermine. Something that you got to actually feel in the game. But the play that we're going to use for coverage defense out of this set is going to be the cover 2 invert. And this does a pretty decent job of stopping the run as well. Most coverage defenses don't, unless you're in like a quarter or a dollar formation where you have a ton of corners on the outside. And we're going to use the same concept that we used last year. The cover 2 invert has the defensive ends stock blitz or in yellow zones, very good yellow zones to top it off. And then you have the two linebackers that are already blitzing. So all you have to do is just QB contain, pinch the defensive line down, and deep blue the D tackle that is on the right. After that, if you wanted to, you could then put one of these guys into a spy. You could be the spy. It doesn't really matter what you do outside of that. Now you have great coverage on all areas of the field, and you have contain. So your quarterback's not going to be able to simply run right out of the pocket because the contains will typically get outside leverage. Now, it's not going to happen every time, but they will get outside leverage in a lot of cases. So we'll go ahead, we'll do it again. And this time I'm just going to spread the linebackers and set it up the exact same. Go ahead, hiked it here. And you see now the guy on the left got the perfect one-on-one block. The guy on the right actually got double teamed, that got pancaked. However, there's really nowhere to go with the football, and if your opponent's blocking a whole lot of people to pick up the A-gap rush, or they're worried about the corner, um, this is a nice thing to mix in just throughout the game because, as you can see, there's nobody open. The only threat that they potentially have is if they could throw this post, but if they don't throw it perfectly and they just throw it a split second late, the corner on the right will get it. Um, or the defensive end if it's fast enough, the defensive tackle, I mean. So you could do a lot of stuff with this coverage. Like I said, you could not baseline. You could simply press. I mean, you could get really adjusty with it. You could also man up these safeties. I mean, you could play it pretty much how you feel, and you're going to still get decent pressure. You're going to be able to hold the outer edge, and you'll be able to take away the majority of the field. Not something that you can run every down by any means, but if you start mixing this in with the corner blitz as well as the A-gap blitz, you're going to force your opponent into really trying to guess. And if your opponent's guessing at what you're doing, there's a very high chance that he's guessing wrong. So if he's sending 5 people out on routes when he thinks you're in coverage, it's going to be an instant sack. If he's blocking 3 people and you're only rushing 2 or 3 people, now he doesn't have anybody that can get open. So once again, nothing groundbreaking, but I did want to make sure I showed you the coverage defense that I use out of this formation to kind of mix everything up. And that is it for the 4-3 wide 9, and we'll move right along.